Hello, and welcome to this March 21st edition of This Week in Watches on the Watch Reactions channel. If you like the video, please do consider liking and subscribing. So as per normal, I'm going to go through some highlights from YouTube this week, some highlights from Instagram, and some non-watch related things just to keep it slightly interesting. Now, I'm really trying to not just put the urban gentry in every week, but this week's particular video was very pertinent as, obviously, for those that follow me on Instagram, will see I recently inherited my dad's 6105, and TGV decided to do his video on the reissue of the 2020 version of the 6105, or so-called Captain Willard. For those that don't know, I'm sure you do, this watch was very much made famous for its role on Martin Sheen's wrist in the film Apocalypse Now, but also famous for several other reasons, which TGV goes into in the video. He did seem to be a bit of a detractor of this watch. It is a bit of an acquired taste, but it was good to see that he came round, including on the green dial model, which I think is a particularly nice looking one. I am a fan of the green dials, so really enjoyed this video from TGV at Urban Gentry this week. Next on my list for YouTube this week is actually the second appearance of the Timeless Watch channel. Worth it alone, enough just for the intro, fantastic Tom Sawyer rush, made all the better because I know he's likely losing monetization for using that track on this. The thing that I particularly enjoyed about this is he's very much previously been positioned as a bit of a Rolex kind of guy. I know he kind of pushes against that label, but it did seem apparent in his content. But it was really great to see within this one, him pushing forward. His current favourite watch is this Seiko King Turtle SRP OE5. Really cool looking watch. The dial he kind of describes as a hand grenade look, which I wouldn't argue with, and I'd seen it on his Instagram recently. I was really enjoying it. Obviously, as a more skinny wristed fellow, I know he's got rather large wrists, not for me, but really great video, recommend checking it out. Now I like to put a new channel now and again on the channel, just to make sure that I'm mixing things up a little bit, and a new one I've seen this week is this channel, which is Time to Go Travel and Timepieces. Did a really nice and well done review of this Seiko SLA 043, which is the 55th anniversary limited edition of the original Seiko diver, the 62 Mass. I think it just looks awesome. You can likely see it on screen just a moment prior to this, and I just like the shape of the case. I think it's just got something really going about it. The dial on this one particularly nice. Enjoying the kind of Seiko packaging that comes with this one, which I think you can see on screen now. So yeah, this was a nice little introduction to this channel, so I'll be keeping an eye out in the future and recommend that you do too. And last but not least is one of my personal favourite YouTubers, and not because he specifically has some advanced aesthetic. I know how hard folks like Russell, the Mad Watch Collector, works on his videos, same with TGV, Time Teller and the like, but I think the thing that really shines through for Random Rob is his unique taste, and particularly resonant with mine in terms of his obsession with the G-Shock squares, and I quite like the kind of almost victimhood that he has to purchasing certain watches. I particularly enjoyed the one he did recently on just having to have that Porter G-Shock square. So even though it's a simple format, I always really like Random Rob's videos, and this one in particular is a nice one. It's his State of the Collection Spring 2021. He's going to obviously be selling on a lot of his current watches, so he's just almost having a stock of where he's at the moment. The Initial D you can see on the screen now, particularly cool watch. So yeah, always appreciate a bit of Random Rob. Before moving on to Instagram, I was just going to be a bit self-indulgent because I'm super pleased with my recent acquisition of the watch I've been banging on about for a while now. Is the one you can see on screen, which is the G-Shock King Nerd collaboration, which was released here in the UK as a limited edition of 300, and I managed to get my hands on one, so I'm super proud. So hopefully you can see the cool strap design there with the classic gold G-Shock. Really pleased. But enough of that. First on Instagram, two absolute stalwarts of G-Shock Instagram, Luke Albert and Emmanuel Yin. So on the left hand side there is the MRG110TZ, which is a titanium Mr. G. I've not seen this one before, today was the first time I've seen it. Seems to have a pretty unique display there. He's got a good wrist shot of it on his Instagram as well, so you should check it out. Very cool watch. On the right hand side there is from Emano Yin's collection, which is kind of his second Instagram account, and this particular example is the G7800P7B store collaboration. I've not seen this one in particular. I like the kind of spotty strap, and the display there is quite different from the other ones I've seen on G-Shock, so really like this watch. I'll be googling this one to see if there's any on eBay. I'm doubting it. As is becoming tradition, we go up the value chain up to my favourite Seikos for this week. On the left hand side there is the classic Safarnie, so this is the Arnie within the kind of safari colourway. This is one of the more recent reissues of the original Arnie within the Prospects series, which is a solar powered watch and a digi version. I really love this colour combination. I think if my wrist can pull it off, I could be very tempted to get one of these in the future. On the right hand side there is a watch I wasn't familiar with, which is the SLA 017. Really liked the combination with the guitar, cool photo. Moving up the value chain again, up towards Oris and Christopher Ward. So on the left hand side there is a really awesome picture from the Oris account itself of the Big Crown Pro Pilot TLP. I think this just looks really cool on that strap there. The colourway is just fantastic. Really love this Oris. And on the right hand side there is a really awesome photo from the Scottish Watches Instagram account, which is the C60 Blue, which was apparently done to raise funds for the Blue Marine Foundation. Really love this on that kind of material strap there. Classic Christopher Ward. And next up on my list was another couple of watches from some brands I don't feature as much, which on the left hand side there is a Fortis Square, so I wasn't familiar they did this particular model. I think it looks really cool. On the right hand side there is a really nice colourway of the Zenith El Primero, which Teddy Baldesser referred to as the Shadow in his commentary, which I think is a very definite description of this particular watch, so yeah, really nice. And finally, up there towards the top, and then the top, if you look at the VC, on the right hand side there. So on the left is a fantastic Doxa Sub, which I just think looks amazing on that yellow strap and the yellow dial. I think it's the Morning Star variant. Again, over-reliant on the official accounts, but I thought this pocket shot was particularly good on the left-hand side there. On the right-hand side is the Historiques Triple Calendrier 1942, apparently, which was inspired by the reference 4240. I think it's just a pretty sweet looking watch, if I'm honest, so had to include it for today. And finally, my totally non-watch related random suggestion for this week is from the Super Eye Patch Wolf channel, which is one I've recommended before, but if you've not done so already, I do recommend subscribing. This is a specific video which is his breakdown of how The Simpsons has been appropriated by meme culture and kind of grown legs and gone off down its own route on the internet, with some really fascinating little areas where this has been developed. I won't spoil the plot, but I definitely recommend watching this. It's got lots of twists and turns, and inspired the music for this video, which you can hear in the background, which is so-called Simpsons Wave. You should definitely check this particular channel out. Really recommend it. And that's all for this week's edition of This Week in Watches. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you're minded to do so, please do consider liking and subscribing. I'm nearly hitting 20 subscribers, so feeling positive. Thanks and have a great day.